yes. Come on in. Everything, come on in. We back again. Tavistock Institute, Chapter 5 still. Tell us to your vision. We starting right where we left off again. Like your share, subscribe it, put your thumbs up like you're hitchhiking. You know how we do it. Let's keep it rolling, y'all. We're gonna get through the end. We almost there. See, that's all we got left. Let's not suffer from bibliophobia, y'all. I do not own the rights to this music. Piece of the King Ice Cube. You know how we do it. Keeping that bumping in the back. And we're gonna start just like this. All black everything, you know how it is. Think it's right. Big dreams, many streams. It says, and when it was all over, those who imposed this horror on the world attempted through mass media to blame their victims for the crimes committed. The Germans, whom the oligarchy through their Nazi tools had tortured in mass brainwashing, were told that they were collectively guilty for all that happened. As a result, the entire nation was put in the dock and tried as criminals, rapists, and mass murderers. And while we were told that it must never happen again, the brainwashers at such places as Tavistock Institute were already secretly working behind the scenes on a new and far more powerful brainwashing tool: television, to help them organize their fascist super state without the now socially unacceptable Nazi superstructure. Now, how many people actually understand this? How many people realize that the majority's perception of reality, especially in political arenas, is not their own? Given your opinion, it is shrewdly manipulated and imposed upon them by the men behind the curtain. Puppeteers, huh? That Wizard of Oz shit. Many certainly do not, and brainwashing has a lot to do with it. Controlling the environment. What becomes obvious to the brainwashers is that a new system based on appeal to emotionalism was needed. And in order to break through the population's moral compass, society needed to be reduced to infantilism. Writing in 1972, what up, bro? 72 is you. Tavistock's leading media expert, Dr. Fred Emery, reported on television's impact on Americans. Quote, he said, "We are suggesting that television evokes a basic assumption of dependency. It must evoke this because it is essentially an emotional and irrational activity. Television is the non-stop leader who provides nourishment and protection," end quote. In his informative report on television's impact on cognitive powers of an individual, investigative journalist Lonnie Wolf says that both Emery and Eric Trist, who until his death in 1993 headed Tavistock's operation in the United States, noted that, quote, all television had a dissociative effect on mental capabilities, making people less able to think rationally. Viewers, as they become habituated to watching 6 hours or more of television daily, surrender their powers of reason to the images and sound coming from the tube, end quote. Tavistock recognized this habituated television watching destroys the ability of a person for critical cognitive activity. In other words, it makes you stupid. These are not my words. These are coming from these folks. They telling you what they do to manipulate and control you. Do your own diligence, though. Don't take my word for it. Take a look around you. Or to bring society down to the level of a beast is especially important from the point of Tavistock, if they are to control the planet Earth. Quote, since the only source of increase of mankind's power as a species within and upon the universe is that manifold of validated discoveries of physical principle. It follows that the only form of human action that distinguishes man from beast is that form of action, which is identified as cognition, by means of which the active discovery of accumulated validatable universal physical principles is generated. It is the accumulation of such knowledge for practice in this way from generation to generation, which defines the probable evidence of the absolute difference between man and beast. End quote. However, this associative effects is but one of the aspects of overcoming resistance and changing the established paradigm of society. According to Brainwashers at Tavistock Institute, listen to Theodore Adorno at the Frankfurt School. He says, it seems obvious that the modification of the potential fascist structure cannot be achieved by psychological means alone. The task is comparable to that of eliminating neurosis or delinquency or nationalism from the world. These are products of the total organization of society and are to be changed only as that society is changed. It is not for the psychologist to say how such changes are to be brought about. The problem is one which requires the efforts of all social sciences. All that we would insist upon is that the councils of round tables where the problem considered is considered an action plan, the psychologist should have a voice. We believe that the scientific understanding of society must include an understanding of what it does to people and that it is possible to have social reforms, even broad and sweeping ones, which, through desirable in their own right, would not necessarily change the structure of the prejudiced personality. For the fascist potential to change or even to be held in check, there must be an increase in people's capacity to see themselves and to be themselves. This cannot be achieved by the manipulation of people. However well grounded in modern psychology the devices of manipulation might be, it is here that psychology may play its most important role. Techniques for overcoming resistance, developed mainly in the field of individual psychotherapy, can be improved and adapted for use with groups and even for use on a mass scale. We're going to leave it right there. It's a whole lot going on, man. Still telling us to your vision. Chapter 5. We're going to get right back into it when we come back. Peace and love. Appreciate you checking us out. Tavistock Institute. All black everything. Thinkers Flight. Big dreams, many streams. Like and share, subscribe it. Thumbs up like you're hitchhiking. Let's go. Peace and love, y'all. Let's get it through. Let's get it through the algorithms.